Someone threw pepper in the stove. Your lip is bleeding.
It happened when the mob slammed into us.
We need to get you a doctor.
It's nothing.
When your father finds out how
I
I put
am
you...
40 years old. I do not answer to my father.
But this is my fault for dragging you into this.
You are in danger tonight, same as I.
This is my fault for dragging you into this.
I chose to accept this position with the Anti-Slavery Society.
Need I remind you that last night in Syracuse, they dragged an effigy of you through the streets and then set it on fire?
Better it than me.
They have bricks and knives and guns.
Mayor Thatcher has promised to sit on stage with us. He will keep the order.
But what if he must use his gun? Are you prepared to condone that violence and cast aside your Quaker beliefs?
This fight takes precedence.
This is madness. We cannot speak tonight. As soon as Elizabeth and Lucretia arrive, we must all leave out the back.
I'll believe my ears.
This feels no different than a mob I spoke to in Indiana. They threw rocks at me. One gashed me here, and even though blood covered my face, I spoke on. They overtook the platform. They beat me. They shattered my wrist and knocked me unconscious. They only stopped because they thought I was dead.
Why did you speak on?
Because I was a fool.
Or was it because you refused to be silenced? There are men out there who have never heard a woman speak in public or a black man. If we can change their minds...
It is not safe!
No, it is not! But there must be no union with the slaveholders. We must convince as many people in the North as we can, as fast as we can. Those who profess to favor freedom and yet...
Do not quote me to me!
I'm willing to die for this. I'm willing to die to end slavery in this country. Are you?
I answered that question long ago. Those who profess to favor freedom and yet deprecate agitation are people who want crops without plowing the ground. They want rain without thunder and lightning. They want the ocean without the roar of the many waters. The struggle may be a moral one, or it may be a physical one, or it may be both, but it will be a struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will.
I cannot think of anything else. I cannot sleep.
So we should end slavery because it keeps you up at night?
Well, that is not...
Why then? When is your birthday?
What?
When were you born?
February 15th, 1820.
I do not know mine. Not the day, not the year. You keep a record of a horse's birthday or a mule. I did not understand when I was growing up. Why did the white children get to have birthdays and I did not? Why do you get to have a birthday and I do not? Answer that. Why? Slavery is not an idea to me. It is not a great evil that happens far away in the South that keeps me up at night. Slavery is what stole the first 20 years of my life. Why do you get to know your brothers and sisters and I do not? Because mine are in chains. My sisters and my only brother are in chains. Right now, and 3 million of my brethren. Has your father ever hit you?
What? No.
Has he ever whipped you?
No.
Has he raped your mother?
Mr. Douglas.
That is what the white man, my father, did. That was what the white master did to my mother over and over. Slavery steals our bodies away from us. It is a destroyer of family. Rosetta was born June 24th. Louis, October 9th. Frederick, March 3rd. Charles, October 21st. Annie, March 22nd. They are why slavery must end. What I would give to have known my mother. What I would give to be able to look across the yard on a Sunday afternoon and see her. I only saw my mother 4 or 5 times in my life. After I was born, she was taken from me and put 12 miles away. But 4 or 5 times at night, she was able to walk the 12 miles and lie down with me and sing me to sleep. And long before I waked, she would be gone. She had to walk the 12 miles back again before daybreak or she would be whipped. She worked sun up to sundown,
walk 12 miles, sang me to sleep, and then walk 12 miles again before sunup, and I cannot remember the song. It is always just out of reach, just beyond. But I will find it. I will find my mother's song.
What can I do to help?
There is only one thing to do. To agitate. Agitate, agitate, agitate.
But agitation alone is not enough.
Agitation is the spark to the fire of all change. As long as there is slavery, the Constitution is a sham. It is nothing but a piece of paper with lies and unfulfilled promise. We must make people angry, make them listen, make them talk. Nothing changes if people are not talking about it. That must come first.
We need more than words.
Why is it illegal to teach a slave to read? Because words can shine light onto injustice like no other force.
How have you been?
Busy. You?
The same. I arrived at Steinway Hall early for the evening session, but I could not find you. I thought I would check here.
I sent the materials to the boarding house ahead of time, but I did not leave enough time to sort through them. I already should be at the hall. Elizabeth is probably throwing a fit.
How can I help?
Anything you see marked for today, put in the trunk. Thank you. It is good to see you, my friend.
And you. How long have we known each other now?
20 years.
Hard to believe we have put up with each other for 20 years.
Indeed.
It was at least like 30. Tonight I'm going to introduce a resolution that calls for the American Equal Rights Association to give its unequivocal support to the 15th Amendment.
I do not understand. This is the American Equal Rights Association. Our sole purpose is to gain universal suffrage. This is not the Black Men's Rights Association, nor is it the Women's Rights Association. This is the American Equal Rights Association.
Yes, but
the 15th is a constitutional amendment that disenfranchises half of this country. It is the opposite of our mission. I do not even know what to say to such a despicable suggestion. What shall you have me say?
that you will stand with me. Will you stand with me?
You cannot be serious.
This infighting of the AERA has hurt the chances of the 15th being ratified. It has already been 2 months and we only have 13 states. We barely won New York and we still need 15 more. If Susan B. Anthony had a change of heart and supported it, that could sway the country.
You overstate my influence.
You are on the front page of the newspaper once a week. What you say matters.
What I say is reported on, but what does it matter without the vote?
We need 15 more states to get the 15th ratified, to make the Constitution a little less fraudulent than it is now. We need you.
I will support it. With the addition of one word. The right of the United States citizen to vote shall not be denied or abridged on account of race, color, previous condition of servitude, or sex. That one word will make this country whole.
We tried for it.
I tried, you did not.
We all tried and we all failed. The states are already voting on it. It is too late to change a single word. And if we continue this feud, the AERA will be ripped apart and the ratification of the 15th will be thrown into further jeopardy.
Oh, surely you know what strings to pull in Congress to make it happen. And with your crony Ulysses still in the White House, intimidating legislators like he's still on the battlefield.
He is not my crony.
Oh, that's right. How could he be? He failed to come through with a cabinet appointment for you. Take him off the list.
After 250 years of bondage, the vote is within reach of the black man. We must take it.
We women stood beside you throughout the Civil War. We put aside our needs because the need to end slavery was greater.
And we are beyond grateful.
You could not have done it without us, and now you want to leave us behind. The wording of the amendment is vague and flawed. It states that the right of the United States citizen to vote shall not be abridged or denied. Why does it not protect the right? You have been in politics far longer than I. You know that as soon as someone says it shall not be denied or abridged, the first order of business will be denying and abridging.
It is the language we could get.
The southern states are already plotting ways to use the amendment to deny and abridge the black man's vote.
It is what we could get. It is a step in the right direction. Please, will you join me? An oak tree that grew on the bank of a river was uprooted by a storm.
I am not in the mood for fables.
The oak tree said to the reeds, "How is it that you, who are so frail and slender, have managed to weather the storm, whereas I, with all my strength, have been torn up by the roots and hurled into the river?" "You were stubborn," said the reeds. "You fought against the storm, which proved stronger than you. But we reeds, we bow and yield to every breeze, and thus the gale passed harmlessly over our heads." Will you be the reeds today?
No. Porter! I must get to Steinway Hall. I am already late.
Your support would mean success.
The only thing it would mean is that I, like you, am sacrificing my ideals. Porter, please!
Let me help you.
I do not need your help. No!
You have overloaded it. Let us take some out. We can make 2 trips.
No!
Sometimes you cannot put everything in at once. Sometimes you have to take it piece by piece.
If I must take it piece by piece, I would first give it to women. What happened? Up until Kansas, it felt like we were all in lockstep together. You and me. Elizabeth and Lucretia, Lucy, Martha and Garrett. It felt like we all believed we could remake this country together. When did you stop believing we could pass universal suffrage?
I still believe.
You would not do this if you did.
Susan, the men of this country, the men who vote, and the men in Congress are not ready for women's suffrage.
Was this country ready to abolish slavery? Or for a civil war? How can you know it is ready for the black man to vote but not women?
What if we try for both and get neither?
Then so be it! Porter, please! Move aside, Mr. Douglas. The only thing left to see here is the carcass of the equal rights movement.
Come now.
Do you see me as lesser?
No.
Do you see women as lesser than men?
No.
Then do not betray us.
Betray? You have no more loyal friend than I.
You are a coward.
They are killing us. This is not a question of rights. This is life or death for the black man.
For women as well.
When women, because they are women, are hunted through the streets, when their children are torn from their arms and their brains dashed down upon the pavement, when they are in danger of having their homes burnt down over their heads, when you are dragged from your house and hung upon a lamppost, then you will have the urgency to obtain a ballot equal to my own.
Is that not all true about black women?
Yes! It is true of the black woman. Not because she is a woman, but because she is black.
How many women do I know, black and white, who have been beaten and raped without recourse? Open your eyes! We cannot protect ourselves without a vote. Our bodies are objects constantly under attack. If we say anything, we are ostracized, we are blamed. It is life and death for women as well.
As the child of a rape, I know of the violence women face.
And yet you would still do this.
Yes.
This morning, I was remembering the eulogy you gave at my father's funeral. It's beautiful. He loved you.
And I loved him.
And I cannot help but think that if he were alive today to hear what you have said, what you are about to do, it would have broken his heart.
Your father is gone. You cannot speak for him.
You have broken mine.
When I received word my house burnt down, my first thought was, I'm surprised it did not happen sooner. I left D.C. in such a rush, I did not think to bring an umbrella. Why would I bring an umbrella to a fire? Thank the Lord no one was hurt. I implored Anna to stay away. This destruction is too much for her to bear. Even in the North, the property of the colored man is less respected and less secure than the property of any white citizen.
They have not yet identified the cause.
There's no question of who did this and why.
The police are not yet calling it off.
They can call it whatever they please. My time here is through. Washington, D.C. will be my home now.
Please do not leave.
It is the Ku Klux spirit that lit this match.
This is Rochester.
Indeed. And even though Rochester is among the most liberal of northern cities, there is still hatred, whether it is out in the open or boiling below.
Please wait until we finish the
There
investigation.
does not need to be an investigation. Can you not see what is smoldering before you?
Yes.
This is arson. This is hate. I've been enduring it my entire life, and so this comes as no surprise. But what pains me more so than whoever did this is that you, one of my oldest friends, do not immediately condemn this act as arson and hate. What is it that keeps driving us apart? Is it the 15th Amendment? Is it an angry mob, an angry man at a baseball game? Is it whoever lit this match? It is always someone else, somewhere else. But what if it is right here, between us?
Frederick, I feel a pain in my chest as if my own house burned
But
down.
your house was not burnt down. Mine was. We are standing here, the two of us who love one another. We are looking at the same thing, and yet we see two different realities.
I cannot believe my city is capable of this. I do not want you to leave. I do not want to lose my friend.
Do you still believe this could be a country for all?
Yes.
Then look at what is before you and try to see what I see.
I see the skeletons of trees that you planted some 25 years ago. I see Anna's lilacs turn to ash. And if I look up and down the road, I can see that no other property has so much as a flower out of place. This is the work of an incendiary, of a hate-filled person who wants to drive away Rochester's most beloved son. Do not let them win. Please do not leave.
There is nothing left for me here. Will you give me a moment?
Frederick? Frederick, the door is wide open. Are you there? Frederick, I am coming in. It is Susan and I am coming in. Frederick, why did you leave the door open? It's freezing in here. Put on a fire.
Fire is not welcome in this house.
You will catch pneumonia otherwise.
I welcome the cold. Why are you here?
To see you.
Why are you in D.C.?
For the convention begins tomorrow.
I am in no condition to speak this year. If that is why you are here,
That is not why I am here.
I cannot give any lectures.
I do not expect you to. Is anyone here?
No. Charles visited the other day with Joseph. Have you met my grandson, Joseph?
Yes, of course.
Has he played the violin for you?
No, not yet.
He is 12 and already playing Mozart and Mendelssohn. He already plays better than his grandfather, but he is not yet better than his grandmother. He has the makings of a virtuoso. He loved it when Anna and I played on the porch together. Children came from all over the neighborhood to listen to our duets. Warmth is... Thank you. I lost track of time on the porch. Time has been behaving so strangely since Anna died. How do you clean grease from a soup coat?
Cover the stain with talcum powder, let it set for a half hour, then using a little water, wash it out with your hands. Before I forget, for you.
Bravo. The History of Women's Suffrage, Volume 2. Edited by Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Susan B. Anthony, and Matilda Jocelyn Gage. Why not list your names alphabetically? Why Elizabeth first?
Oh, we are all first, and many, many more women besides the three of us. If we could list 1,000 names, all first people.
I look forward to reading.
I did not send it earlier because I was waiting for the leather-bound edition. I could not give Frederick Douglass a cloth-bound copy. No.
Thank you.
What did you think of the first volume? Not believe we ever spoke of it.
I love the beginning. A very strong beginning, which of course is so important.
You did not read it.
I read the first chapter, and it was very strong.
but not strong enough to keep reading.
I will finish it, I promise. And I look forward to volume 2. Let me get you a copy of my 3rd autobiography.
I already have one.
And
And I look forward to reading it.
Once, I saw infinite light. Have you ever? I saw the constancy of hate break down, and the clouds of pride and selfishness vanish before a brightness of infinite light. When I was away on my lecturing tours, Anna would send fresh linen for me. Ahead of my arrival, those towels and sheets smelled of her hands, her skin. I never had trouble falling asleep away from home because of her linens. What will I do without her?
Anna is still with you.
She allowed me to focus entirely on agitation